The British Transport Select Committee has been urged into taking action to reduce the cost of car insurance. American International Group agrees to sell its Taiwanese subsidiary to a local consortium. Goldman Sachs' insurance business in Britain completes a deal with Paternoster. Ian Crowder shared some of his time with us to point out how car insurance premiums could be reduced. Hello and welcome to this new edition of News Insurances Weekly. The cost associated to personal injury claims must be reduced. Continuous insurance enforcement should be quickly and fully financed. The risk of inexperienced drivers has to be limited, and data sharing has to be improved. These are 4 specific recommendations that Lloyd's Market Association's underwriting manager, David Powell, made to members of Parliament. BIBA welcomed the news that continuous insurance enforcement has been finally laid in Parliament this week. This means that a new system will be launched this spring that should limit the number of uninsured drivers. These measures, in the end, should help people find motor insurance at a more reasonable price. AIG agreed to sell its Taiwanese subsidiary, Nanshan Life Insurance, to Renshan Investment Holding for $2.16 billion. Renshan fully meets the 5 guidelines set by Taiwan's financial regulator. These are long-term commitments made to policyholders, employees and agents to ensure the future of the company. Rossi Life, a Goldman Sachs subsidiary, acquired pension insurer Paternoster for £260 million. This acquisition could double the investment bank's £3 billion insurance business in the UK. This deal will ensure market growth and increase security for policyholders. Last November, we have met with Ian Crowder, Public Relations Manager from the Automobile Association, who was already underlining important points of legislation that could help reduce the cost of car insurance. Let's listen to Ian.
The fast rising premiums, as recorded by the AA's premium index, has resulted in MPs taking an interest in why premiums have been rising so fast. After all, they're representing the interests of their constituents. And the Commons Transport Committee has started an inquiry, and in November there was an inquiry carried out in the House of Commons here, where a number of experts such as the Association of British Insurers, insurance companies, BIBA and the AA were giving evidence to this committee after making written submissions. Now, we do welcome this inquiry because hopefully it can lead to a speeding up of some legislation. And whilst we support, of course, the British insurance brokers' 8-point plan, we certainly do want to see better access for insurance companies to the DVLA's database. And that would enable us to ensure that the data that is given to us, such as age, where you live, driving experience, number of convictions and so on, is accurate, because there is a big problem in the industry where people are being, if you like, economical with the truth, and perhaps manipulating the information on insurance websites, such as the comparison sites, in order to get a lower premium. So access to that data would be very welcome. Secondly, we want to see the proposals in the Jackson Review implemented as quickly as possible, and that accords with the views of the insurance industry as a whole. But to help young drivers, we would like to see driving being put onto the national curriculum. After all, it's very important that the insurance industry, the government, the education authorities all work together to help young people get onto the road safely and responsibly. It's true that young men have more accidents than young women, as we mentioned, and that they're more catastrophic than the accidents suffered by young women. And indeed, 70% of all deaths amongst young people are in a car. Yet some research that we have done amongst parents showed that they believe that the biggest risk to young people is in fact knife crime. and yet very few people statistically are actually killed by knife crime. It's cars that kill young people, and this is a shocking statistic that we really must do something about.
Thank you for your attention. That is all for this week, and I'll see you for next week's edition. Goodbye.